That's funny.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Welcome back, my people. It appears that every day is Fanboy Friday. Shout out to 2 Raw for Sports. This is where I first saw this. I didn't even know this. So apparently they did not want the king, the supposed second greatest player to ever play the game, they did not want him on that Redeem team. They bought in Kobe to restore the gold medal to the United States, and they did not want the duck, the deer, the leader of the 4 and 6 Kingdom on that team. So this article is coming from Basketball Network. It says, quote, they could no longer let his bossy and belittling act go unchecked. Team USA did not want LeBron James, the Duck, for 2008 Olympics in Beijing. Says Team USA was determined to reclaim its dominance and pride heading into the 2008 Beijing Olympics. The team's officials were confident that they could assemble a much better group than the squad that failed to reach the goal in the 2004 Olympics in Athens. The squad that was led by the Duck, the Deer, the leader of the 4 and 6 Kingdom. Says all the stars in their prime were on the drawing board except for one, LeBron James. According to revered NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski, Team USA wasn't just planning to muster an elite group of players, they also wanted to make sure that they picked those who have the right attitude and mentality. Based on their assessment, James didn't qualify in the latter. Woj revealed that Team USA was firm and clear about the team camaraderie and culture they wanted to build for the 2008 Olympic team. That meant they would have zero tolerance for the immaturity and diva-like behavior of the Duck. When the man quote, when the mandate had been to gather these immense egos and get the NBA's greatest players to fit into a program, no one had a more difficult time meshing into the framework than James. Other players made it a point to learn the names of staffers and modestly go about their business without barking orders and brash demands, Wojnarowski wrote. Behind the scenes, officials had taken to calling James Inner Circle the enablers. No one ever told him to grow up, Woj added. No one ever challenged him. And yet, James was still a powerful pull for his teammates, and everyone had to agree that they could no longer let his bossy and belittling act go unchecked. These weren't the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Team USA wasn't beholden to him. Says Team USA doesn't need LeBron if Kobe's there. Due to the potential complications that could arise from including LeBron and the lineup, Team USA was prepared to exclude him entirely from their plans. The team felt assured that Kobe Bryant, who was coming off his MVP season that year, would serve as the ideal leader for their squad. They figured that unlike James, the Black Mamba boasted an impeccable reputation as a responsible and dedicated leader. With that in mind, Team USA was confident that with Bryant at the helm, they would be well equipped mentally to tackle their most significant challenge yet. Quote, no one could stand James as a 19-year-old in the 2004 Athens Olympics, nor the 2006 World Championships, the NBA guru divulged. Quote, officials feared James could become the instigator of everything they wanted to rid themselves of for the 2008 Olympics. For as gifted as James was, Krzyzewski and Colangelo subscribed to a belief that with Kobe Bryant joining the national team in 2007, they could win a gold medal in 2008 with or without James. Says Team USA had to get J. Kidd as Bron's babysitter. That season, James finished the season with another remarkable tally of 30 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 7.6 assists. He was also one of the league's strongest MVP candidates. After acknowledging how the then Cleveland Cavaliers star could contribute significantly to the team, Team USA came up with a possible resolution for his unbecoming behavior. The committee linked up with Nike, James' major shoe sponsor, on Team USA's behalf. Nike discussed the issue with King James and gave him a stern ultimatum. Moreover, Team USA reached out to seasoned veteran point guard Jason Kidd, entrusting him with a pivotal side task. They recognized that with Kidd's extensive experience and basketball acumen, he could groom LeBron on his journey to becoming a mature and admirable player. Jason Kidd failed. Says, quote, before Team USA gathered for the 2007 Tournament of the Americas in Las Vegas, an unmistakable message had been delivered to James through Nike. Unless you change, we're serious about leaving you home, Wojnarowski further revealed. Through Nike, James ultimately heeded the message and became more tolerable to coaches, teammates, and staff. He shared, Team USA assigned Jason Kidd to babysit him at the Tournament of the Americas in 2007 to try to teach him something the Cavaliers had never had a veteran to do: professionalism. I don't know if we should go on along with this. Looks like it's about to start capping. Anyway, let's see where it goes. Says LeBron made it. Eventually, Team USA recognized the significant improvement in LeBron's character and demeanor. His progress and positive transformation led the committee to make the crucial decision to include him in the official roster for the nation's 2008 Olympic team, better known as the Redeem Team. During the tournament, James did not disappoint. Says he emerged as one of the team's best performers, showcasing his exceptional all-around talent, all-around game on full display on the international stage. By the end of the campaign, James logged an impressive tally of 15.5 points, 5.3 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and 2.4 steals per game. And yeah, so we don't care about that. When you pay attention to somebody, you will see who that person is. And we've been talking on this channel for a very long time about what a terrible leader LeBron James is. We've been talking on this channel for a very long time of LeBron James' unprofessionalism. And now it is coming out. Again, the closer LeBron James gets to retirement, the more he does stuff that gives people a reason to tell the truth about him, more and more is going to come out. And so, with all the stuff we know about LeBron James, again, like I said, one of those things is the fact that, to me, he definitely had a jealousy towards Kobe Bryant. And I would argue that this incident right here probably increased that tenfold from what it was. I feel like LeBron James has always had a jealousy towards Kobe Bryant, simply for the fact that Kobe had a big brother, little brother relationship with MJ that LeBron James would have loved to have. So I think it started because of that. I also think because Kobe was clearly the best player for most of LeBron James, or at least the most of Kobe's career up until he retired. Again, Kobe's last few years when the injuries kind of took over, that was a different story. But for most of the time that Kobe was in the league, when LeBron James was in the league, Kobe Bryant was the clear best player. I think LeBron resented that. But hearing about this, I am sure that LeBron James resented the fact that he had to have a talking to from Nike before they would even let him on the Dream Team. And the stuff that they said, the reasons why, these aren't things that we aren't familiar with. Let me see if I can find it here. Fanboys, how does it feel knowing that your king needed a babysitter? That Jason Kidd had to be hired to be a babysitter for LeBron James. Oh yeah, so let's read this part again. Quote, behind the scenes, officials had taken to calling James' inner circle the enablers. Behind the scenes, officials had taken to calling James' inner circle the enablers. Is this a surprise to anybody? Again, what we see on the surface, some people can be fooled by. When they are constantly saying what a great person LeBron James is and whatnot, some people can be fooled by this. But if you simply pay attention to the guy's actions, you will not be fooled by this. Again, the whole thing with him and Stephen A. Smith, and again, I'm not a fan of Stephen A. Smith, but I absolutely 100% believe Stephen A. Smith when he got on this podcast and said, you have no idea what I know about LeBron James. You guys have no idea the things that I know about LeBron James, which begs the question, well, Stephen A. Smith, why do you continue to cap for this guy? But aside from that, like I said, the things that they show you on the media, you can be fooled by unless you are actually paying attention. What I mean by paying attention is LeBron James spent all his first years in Cleveland saying that he wasn't going to leave Cleveland, saying he would never leave Cleveland. This is what he said. And it's not just the fact that he left Cleveland, it's how he left Cleveland. He left Cleveland in a slimy, cowardly, despicable way. And people don't talk about that. But me, I see that and I say, yeah, that was a low character move right there. So while you telling me that this guy is such a great guy, that was a low character move. He joins a super team. And the way that he was acting about joining a super team, not just the whole not one, not two, not three, and not four and all that stuff, but them making fun of Dirk Nowitzki being sick in the tunnel. You know, them doing him and D-Wade coughing and stuff. Again, this is the mindset of someone who thought that they had the cheat code. And again, this is poor character. Why would you want the cheat code if you're a real competitor? Again, low character. If you're paying attention, all of these signs have been there. Then he left Miami. Now, we didn't find this out till maybe last year or two. I think it was this past year, though, where D-Wade said on Club Shay Shay that when he found out LeBron was leaving Miami, he was upset because that's not what they discussed. Again, LeBron James making promises, making plans, but when it's about what he wants, he's completely willing to ditch those plans. in his career moving forward, again, has just shown over and over again that LeBron James completely is only cares about what he wants and nobody else. Again, this facade that he confronted Stephen A because he's trying to take up for the league and the players. No, you're not, LeBron James. You never care. You don't care about any of these players. The only time you care about what the media says is when it directly affects you. You weren't taking up for Russell Westbrook. You weren't taking up for AD. You don't constantly say, hey, Kyrie in 2016, Kyrie helped me become the GOAT. Kyrie helped hit the biggest shot of the series, and without Kyrie, there's no way I could be the GOAT. Ray Allen, he hit the biggest shot that saved my career. Without Ray Allen, I could never be the GOAT. You don't give those teammates praise. You only care about the negative when it affects you. When it's affecting other players, you don't have anything to say because you're completely content letting that negativity fall on other players so that it doesn't fall on you. But again, LeBron James fanboys, they dubbed your king circle of ridiculous fanboys like Rich Paul and the rest of them guys, they dubbed them the enablers. Is anybody surprised except LeBron James fanboys? This is not surprise. We know that if we can see this from where we're sitting and we're not close enough to the situation, but if we can deduce this if we can put together the clues from the scenarios that have happened throughout LeBron James' career, and we know this, then of course it's no surprise that the people in the inner circle, that the people who are closer to the situation absolutely know this. Dwayne Wade, you know this, even though you come out here and cap for LeBron James every chance you get. J.R. Smith, you know this, even though you get out here and cap. Draymond Green, you know this, but the problem is you like this too. LeBron James is probably like a big brother to you, is like a role model for you. Oh, man, I want to be a cheater just like LeBron James, man. I have no problem with cheating the game. But all these people who cap for him in the mainstream media, they know. So again, says behind the scenes, officials had taken to calling James' inner circle the enablers. No one ever told him to grow up, Woj added. Is this surprising from the kid from Akron, the duck from Akron, the deer from Akron? Is this surprising to anybody? Because LeBron James is still a big kid. This is why he doesn't sound insightful when he speaks. It's like there has been not one time that I listened to LeBron James and I thought to myself, like, man, this is somebody to listen to. Anything that he says that's insightful, it sounds like he's just quoting somebody else because he is. Because he's a politician. It's, quote, no one ever challenged him, and yet James was still a powerful pull for his teammates. And everyone had to agree that they could no longer let his bossy and belittling act go unchecked. Surprise anybody? Is that surprising to anybody that people know that LeBron James is bossy and belittling? That sounds like when we saw that kid in Paris try to approach LeBron James and he just dismissed this little kid like it was nothing as he proceeded to dance his way to the front of the club and greet other people. But this kid who was a huge LeBron James fan, for the only reason I can gather is because he's of this generation. Because if he was old enough to pay attention to how LeBron James move, you can't be a LeBron James fan. But this kid who was meeting his hero, LeBron James just dismissed this kid like he was nothing. Because LeBron James being bossy and belittling, that That's not hard to believe for anybody who's been paying attention. So the duck, the deer, the leader of the 4 and 6 kingdom, who failed to bring home the gold, they had to go get the real GOAT of his generation. That is Kobe Bryant. They had to go get somebody who was going to take the game seriously. They talked about LeBron James being immature. And this is something we've talked about on this channel over and over again, whether it's how he reacts to a loss, whether it's him eating on the sidelines. Like I said, I remember doing a video where Tyronn Lue said during the finals, during the 2016 finals, he looked over and saw LeBron James clipping his fingernails on the sideline. Whether it's him leaving the court early, LeBron James is immature and unprofessional. And you know, all this dancing on the sideline and being jokey, it's like you are getting paid millions of dollars to do a job. You are getting paid millions of dollars to do a job. And if you can't take that serious, you shouldn't be in the NBA. Again, the people who were labeled, who have the title of greats, of the greats of the game, these are people who took the game seriously. The Larry Birds, the Bill Russells, the Magic Johnsons, the Jordans, the Kobes, the Tim Duncans, the Hakeem Olajuwons. All these guys took the game seriously. And you dancing on the sideline. So they had to bring in Kobe to save the duck, the deer, the leader of the 4 and 6 kingdom. Hey, LeBron James fanboys, all I can say is, how long? How long must you guys live in this delusion? How long are you guys gonna stay in denial? How long are you gonna ignore the truth about your king? Or how long before you admit that you're just despicable people like he is? Because you have to be despicable to know what he does and to defend what he does. Like, so either you're delusional or you're despicable. Which one is it? Either way, when are you going to abandon those traits? When are you going to say, you know what? I've been defending LeBron James this long, but I think it's time for me to wake up. Like, I can't keep denying the evidence that's out there about who this guy is. I can't keep saying, oh, he's a great father and never been in trouble. And then, again, just because you never been in or never got caught for anything or you never been arrested, that doesn't make you a good person. That doesn't mean that you actually treat people well. Just because you hadn't been caught in any obvious scandals, that doesn't mean that you're actually a good person. So when are you guys going to actually be able to admit to these things and say, hey, you know what? I've been defending this guy, but man, this guy's a cheater of the game. Not only is he a cheater of the game, but he's a terrible person. He's immature and he only cares about himself. That is obvious by everything he does in his career. And the LeBron James being the face of the league, he has spread that poison to the players coming up after him. This is why we got Anthony Edwards not taking losing seriously. I'm sitting here watching Anthony Edwards just talking about, well, it's just fun and he'll be back next year. What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about, Anthony Edwards? You lost. There should be nothing. Fun and losing shouldn't be in the same sentence. Again, especially now when you're getting paid millions of dollars to do it. You NBA players, you guys do realize you are getting paid millions of dollars to do a job, right? You do understand that. The same way somebody may make minimum wage to work at McDonald's because they're getting paid to work. You guys are making $1 million Millions of dollars to do a job. You NBA players understand that, right? You're not getting paid millions of dollars just to be famous. Oh, I worked hard when I was young to get good enough to make it to the NBA so I could be famous and make money and just act like a vacation for the rest of my life. No, you're getting paid to do a job. Winning should be a serious matter to you. And if it's not, you should abandon the game. And this is what PK Subban was saying, the hockey player. He was like, what are you playing for? This is a valid question. This is what we've been asking on this channel for I don't know how long. What are you playing for? Again, you cannot tell me that these players love the game the same way that players of the past love the game. You cannot tell me that these players compete the same way. You cannot tell me that these players have the same amount of passion for the game, because everything that they do reflects the opposite. Everything they do reflects the opposite of that. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. It's just another chapter in the story of the duck, the deer, the leader of the 4 and 6 kingdom. You know, just another story of the many that will continue to come out about your false king, LeBron James fanboys. I told you, next year is going to be worse, because next year Michael Jordan is going to be showing up here and there on NBC. It's going to be a really bad year for you guys. And if you still coming to this channel, it's going to be really, really bad over here. And, you know, I don't know. I might have to figure out a way to turn up the heat on you guys so that we can have even more of a laugh at you guys' expense, because that's what you deserve. You only deserve to be laughed at and not taken seriously. Just like LeBron James. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think about the fact that they didn't want LeBron James on the Redeem team? They said, hey, he's too immature. His circle of people, we've labeled them the enablers, because nobody will tell this guy no. Nobody will tell this guy to grow up. We had to hire Jason Kidd as a babysitter to babysit the so-called king. Wow. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.